Hello, I'm Darlene Thomas. I'm president of the NAMI Stanislaus affiliate in Modesto, California. And when the COVID-19 pandemic arrived in March of 2020, my team and I were very worried about how we were going to reach the needs of everyone that was feeling the strain of the quarantine and their personal issues with mental health. And that's when the application Zoom became our answer. In honor of May 2020 being Mental Health Month, we've put together this video to mark the strides that we've made in the lives of so many, and also how successful our online program has been for us. Thank you. And always remember that you are never alone.
Initial reaction was, oh, this won't last very long.
They're telling you got to change your way of living like overnight. It's tough.
Shock, numbness, a lot of fear.
The schools are closed. Can't see anybody in person. There was no online programs in place at that time.
We had to stop a lot of what our program was all about.
And at first, we didn't even really think about it. We were, as everybody else, concerned about our families and ourselves. What are we going to do? What does this mean for us as a community, as a country?
What could we do? We didn't want our clients to not have someplace to go. The pandemic was causing more people with mental issues to become even more anxious and in need of help.
It created fear, which creates anxiety, which creates depression. So it really impacted our country.
People couldn't go to work. Kids couldn't go to school. Everything just came to a halt all of a sudden.
Our young people are greatly affected. I know the suicide rate has gone up from ages 6 to 20, has gone up significantly.
And then I believe NAMI Sacramento was the first one to start offering some of the programs by Zoom. And it took NAMI California a while to come up with guidelines for doing groups and classes online, because we'd never done anything like that before.
They felt paralyzed and didn't know what to do. And it took them a lot of time to kind of put the whole package together. Even though there were people in their midst who could have done it, there were others who were leaders who may have said, we want to meet in person, or, we want to do it safely. And there wasn't that sense of urgency.
Online just wasn't an option. They saw that in-person connection with people was very necessary. They've been doing this since 1979 that way. And sometimes as people, we get used to doing something and we forget that there's other options. And we're dealing with different generations now, younger people that this is it. Zoom is it for them. They don't really want to meet in person.
There was some fear that they might violate the principles or violate some kind of, some language. But once NAMI kind of put that whole package together and said, no, we can do it this way. We can do it with this many classes. You can say these things. You can do it with Zoom. Then they felt free to go forward.
By doing meetings on Zoom, we could still reach out to them, and they reach out to us.
We had to figure out real quick how to use Zoom meetings and how to get to the schools. Some schools don't allow Zoom, so we had to go through a different media to reach them. So that, we're on a learning curve all the time.
None of us were familiar with Zoom, and I couldn't see myself doing a support group where you have people that are in crisis and try to do it in that manner.
Before, like the first class we did, people didn't talk much. There wasn't much interaction. And by the time we did the second one, it was more like when you do it in person. People would talk more, open up. I think people just got used to Zoom.
Some of them keep their screens out. They're just not comfortable. But then again, you get someone that keeps their screens out for 6 months and all of a sudden they're live and they stay live. And they just said that's what they needed. They just needed to know they had to be comfortable, and they were several months later. You can't do that in person.
You kind of lose them a little bit on Zoom, especially the students in high school. They get fiddling with their phones or whatnot. Even, they sneak.
People come from all over. They're not just where before they were Stanislaus County.
We have people from Southern California, Northern California.
From Southern California, the Bay Area came.
They're from Washington State. They're from Oregon State.
Pennsylvania, Chicago.
We had someone come twice from Russia. I know. It's like, whoa.
We're really seeing the outreach being what we always wanted it to be.
And a lot of them are returnees all the time, so you kind of form a bond with them,
It's amazing. I mean, obviously that never would have happened in person.
They now have the ability to say, well, I can join this class because it's at a time I can join.
They've attended several, but they like our group the best because they're more comfortable. They can't explain it, neither can we. They're just more comfortable with our group. And that really tells you, great, keep going. We're making an impact.
Consistent participation has gone up quite a bit. We went from meeting twice a month to meeting every Monday now.
2 years ago, our attendance typically was 3 people to under 10 at the most. We've hit over 20 now. Family to family group has hit, I think, close to 30.
We offer the family to family class that teaches family how to communicate and understand their loved one living with a mental health issue, because when someone in your family has a mental health condition and they're struggling, you're struggling right along with them.
We offer them weekly support groups staffed by individuals who have lived experience with mental health conditions.
They can just meet with other people that are like them. A lot of times it's just finding out that you're not alone, and kind of gives them hope.
In NAMI National Virginia, on their website, have put us at the very top for people that are in need of help. It's just amazing when we think about the problems we had getting people on a face-to-face basis just in our own county. And now we're reaching out to the world. We are succeeding. Little Stanislaus County, NAMI is succeeding.
It's nice to have the online for a lot of people that have, social anxiety.
And for me personally, I'd rather meet in Zoom. I don't want to drive at night.
Oh, yeah. In fact, I don't want to go back. I'm very comfortable doing it this way.
They can sit in their comfortable living room or, at home where they're safe and cozy.
Have done just a very few in-person, in your own voice presentations. With COVID, we don't know how long that's going to go on. Probably down the road, we'll go back to doing both.
There's at least one room where meetings can be held in the future. Beneficial offering to those who want that, who might even need that in person, because you never know where a person's trauma starts from, and not everybody's comfortable with computer. And maybe people locally in need that are being excluded by their circumstances or decisions.
Unfortunately, most people never heard of NAMI.
Most people don't look for us until they're in crisis. So I wish people would start reaching out, before things got worse, but they don't know about us.
There's a lot of resources and help there people could take advantage of if they were aware of it. And there's a lot of stigma still around mental health.
I don't think people that have never been in this situation realize how drastic it is for a family or a loved one to have to go through some of the things that just are unbelievable. It's almost to the point where it can break you.
And that's probably the best thing that's happened since COVID, is just that awareness of mental illness and mental health, being compassionate toward others and understanding that everybody has a different path that they're walking, and we have to just be kind to everyone because we don't know what someone else is experiencing. I walk into a grocery store and I'm tired. No one knows I have cancer,
There's not enough advocacy for mental health and not enough places to be educated and, beat down that stigma, so I think we're really important.
We're just everyday people going through a really bad situation. Let people know we exist.
We are here. We are consistently here. Instead of being on my own, I found a new family and a supportive network of people through NAMI.
We are all very dedicated to what we do. All of us, as small as we are, every one of us are very dedicated to what we do. For me, the biggest joy is when I have someone come in and they're in crisis and, they want to know what they did to cause what they're going through. And, a year later, see them smiling and saying their loved one is doing really well and they're happy and, all the good things. You just see that light in their eyes, and that just makes me feel like, yeah, okay, this is worth it.
Okay.
Good night.
God bless.
Bye.
Thank you.